Now, you're sure she's going to be all right?
Yes, now, don't worry, Inspector. I've told you, it's not serious. She's suffering from shock more than anything else.
Oh, for heaven's sake, relax. They've already told you she's going to be all right. My God, if I were you, I'd be out celebrating instead of worrying about a little tramp that tried to shoot the hell out of me. Well, you could be out there, chum. Don't you realize that? You could be out there lying on a slab for all she cares.
Look, I know what it looks like, Ed, but you're wrong. You're completely wrong about this girl.
Jack, what is this? Are you falling for it?
Oh, don't be a damn fool.
Well, are you? Look, let me tell you something about this outfit. Let me really put you in the picture. Ever since those photographs were found, the one at Delaney's, I've been checking up on Mr. Rupert Delaney and Miss Kathy White. The sergeant and I must have talked to half the prostitutes in London, to say nothing of the Ponces. Right now, my idea of a great night out would be a nice juicy apple in Mrs. Dale's diary.
What did you find out about Kathy?
Well, Rupert Delaney works for a man called Mel Harris. Now, don't ask me who Mel Harris is, because I don't know. Ostensibly, he runs a call girl setup, but it's not quite as straightforward as that. A wealthy man comes to town in search of fun and games. He calls a certain number and talks to Kathy White. Now, she finds out who he is and passes him over to Rupert Delaney. Delaney provides an accommodating young lady, but within 24 hours, the poor sucker finds himself having to buy a nice set of highly revealing photographs from our Mr. Harris.
But aren't you forgetting something? It was Kathy White who first put us onto Mel Harris. Now, why should she do that if she was part of the game?
Well, it's pretty obvious why she thought she had the skids under and she was frightened of you, Jack.
I don't agree. As a matter of fact, it wasn't me she was frightened of, it was you, Ed.
Me?
Yes.
Well, I've never even met the girl.
Never?
No, never. What makes you think I have?
Oh, it's not important. The important thing is, where on earth do we go from here?
Well, we've got to find Harris, but how? That's our problem. I mean, how do we get a lead on this bastard? I don't think Kathy White's going to talk because she isn't. Harris has obviously put the fear of the devil into her.
There's always Doreen Osborne.
Well, you know what your friend Penn said about Miss Osborne. She's got money to burn. And that money comes from Mel Harris. She's not going to kill the golden goose, Jack.
I wonder.
Well, look, if you think you've made an impression on her, go ahead. Talk to her. Anything's worth a try.
Inspector Kerry?
Yes, I'm Kerry.
Miss White's been asking for you, sir, but we've given her a sedative. It'd be far better if you could call back later in the day.
How is she, Doctor?
Oh, her arm's going to be perfectly all right. There's nothing to worry about there. But she's had rather a nasty shock, I'm afraid. Still, we'll see how she is tonight. Could you make it fairly late? We'd like her to get as much sleep as possible.
Well, you name the time.
Would 8 o'clock be convenient for you?
Yes, fine.
Good.
Thank you, Doctor.
I'll see you here at 5 to 8 then, Jack.
did you get in?
You need a doctor.
I don't want to see a doctor. I don't want to see anyone. I don't want to see anyone ever again.
Who did this?
Leave me alone.
Doreen, listen.
Did you hear what I said?
I know who
Leave
did
me
this.
alone.
You don't have to tell me. It was Mel Harris, wasn't it?
Oh, God. Look at my face. Look at it. Swine.
Why did they do it? Was it because I found the passport? Because you slipped up over Kathy?
Leave me alone.
Kathy's in hospital, you know.
In the hospital?
Yes. There's been an accident. She was shot.
I don't believe you.
Well, it's true.
Is she badly hurt?
No, I don't think so. I'm seeing her tonight. You know, I know that looks awful at the moment, but it's nowhere near as bad as you think it is. You get yourself a good doctor, and inside a month there won't be a mark on you.
You're just saying that.
No, I'm not. Honestly, I'm not. There's a good plastic surgeon up at the hospital, Lyndhurst, I think his name is. I'll find out for you if you like.
Thanks.
Doreen, you've got to tell me about Mel Harris. You've got to tell me who
Do you think I'm a fool? Can't you see what happened to me just because I was careless about Kathy? Just because I'm not telling you anything. Anyway, I don't know what you're talking about. I've never heard of anyone called Mel Harris. My face.
Now, you're going to tell me sooner or later, so you might as well tell me now.
Oh, leave me alone.
Doreen, what happened the night Delaney was murdered?
Oh, I don't know what happened. Kathy phoned me. She was in a terrible state. She wanted to stay the night, and I said yes. Don't know anymore. Please leave me alone.
Is there anything you want? Is there anything I can do?
No, nothing.
All right. We'll talk about this some other time. Doreen, how long did Mr. Penn stay with you?
Penn?
Yes.
I haven't seen him. He hasn't been here.
Hasn't he?
Closed, can't you? Oh, hello, Mr. Carey.
I want to talk to you, Penn.
Yes, of course. I didn't recognize you, I'm afraid.
What happened this afternoon?
This afternoon?
At Doreen Osborne's.
So sorry, I don't quite understand.
Then I'll spell it out for you. I want to know what happened when you went to Doreen Osborne's flat this afternoon.
I think there's some mistake, Mr. Carey. I spent the entire afternoon here working on my
I
account.
saw you leave Defoe Manson's, I saw you climb into a Mini, and I saw you drive away. Now, what happened, and who did you see there?
I didn't see anyone. Oh, this is rather embarrassing. I don't quite know what to say. I do assure you, Mr. Carey, I am not in the habit
And I'm
of...
not interested in your sex life, and I don't give a damn who you sleep with, but there's one thing I want to know, and I want to know it now. Now, what happened this afternoon?
May I begin at the beginning?
No, I don't want the story of your life.
I went to Doreen's. It was about 5:15 when I got there. I let myself into the flat, and suddenly I heard a noise. I didn't realize at first what it was, and then she was in the living room on the floor crying. Oh, God, she looked awful. Clothes torn, blood all over her face. She looked dreadful, Mr. Carey, really dreadful. I just didn't know what on earth to do.
What did you do?
I behaved rather badly, I'm afraid, but do try to understand my position, Mr. Carey. There was I in a strange flat, and...
You ran away?
Yes, I'm afraid so.
Did she see you?
I don't know. I honestly don't know whether she saw me or not.
You say you let yourself into the flat?
Yes, she gave me a key.
When?
Well, last night when we had dinner together. She said that if ever I felt like having a drink with her, all I had to do was...
Is this true?
Yes. Yes, I swear it is. I wouldn't lie to you about a thing like this. Honestly, I wouldn't. You know me, Mr. Carey.
That's where you're wrong. I don't know you, Mr. Penn. I'll take the key.
I never met Mr. Penn. It was Bromford who questioned him. I must say his story sounds quite extraordinary to me.
Well, don't forget I saw him leave the flat and he was frightened, all right. He was almost in a panic.
Could he have been putting on an act?
Yes, he could, but why should he?
Well, he'd just beaten her up. He was about to leave and suddenly he spots you. So he pretends he's a frightened little man who hates violence and wouldn't hurt a fly.
It's possible. Where's the motive? You've still got to have a motive.
Well, maybe he's a kinky little guy who just did it for kicks. Girls like Doreen Osborne are often beaten up. It's a risk they take. It's all part of the game.
There is another angle, of course.
What's that?
Maybe Penn's working for Harris.
Yes, that's possible.
Or alternatively, perhaps you're right after all. Perhaps he is putting on an act, a very big one.
What do you mean?
Well, maybe Penn's the man we're looking for. Maybe he's Mel Harris.
Yes, that's possible, I suppose.
Ed, I've been thinking about this girl, Kathy White. If she does talk, if she is prepared to help us, we've got to look after her. We can't let her just walk out of here and fend for herself. Not after what happened to Doreen Osborne this afternoon.
Well, I agree, but what have you got in mind, Jack?
Well, some friends of mine have got a hotel up in the Cotswolds. It's small, it's quiet, it's hidden away. Nobody'd know she was there.
Where is this place?
Well, I've told you, it's in the Cotswolds. It's a place called Steeple Aston. I don't suppose you've heard of it.
No, I haven't. Okay. If she talks, you've got my permission to take her down there. But if she doesn't talk, then so far as I'm concerned, she's got to face...
Hello, Doctor.
Ah, how's the patient?
Oh, she's quite a bit better. She can leave us tomorrow morning if she wants to, but she'll have to take it easy for the next few days. Mr. Carey, I've told her that you're here, and she says she very much wants to see you, but I gather she'd prefer to see you alone, if that's possible.
Well, that's okay, Jack. Go ahead. I'll wait.
Can I come in? How do you feel?
Oh, not too bad.
Is the arm painful?
No, it's all right at the moment.
I'm sorry about what happened. I didn't mean to hurt you.
It was my fault. I behaved stupidly. I realize that now. What are you going to do with me? What's going to happen?
Kathy, I have something to tell you. Doreen Osborne's been hurt. She was beaten up by someone.
No. Oh, no. When did this happen?
This afternoon. It's not very serious, but her face is badly marked, I'm afraid. Now, you've got to tell me the truth. You've got to tell me the truth about Delaney and about Mel Harris.
I told you the truth.
You said Delaney was in the property business. He wasn't. He and Mel Harris were running a call girl setup.
Yes, I know. Doreen told me. She told me the whole story. I didn't know a thing about it till then. Oh, what's the use? He won't believe me anyway.
Well, you tell me the story first. Then I'll tell you whether I believe you or not.
Well, according to Doreen, when Rupert first met me, he intended that I should work for him. That's why he brought me to London. Then when I'd been here for a while, he fell for me and decided that... I knew nothing about this call girl business. Rupert kept it from me. I knew absolutely nothing about it.
Is this the truth?
Yes, it is.
Well, you must have known about Doreen. You must have known the sort of life she was leading.
Yes, I knew about her, but... Well, she was a friend. I swear to you, I didn't know about Rupert, though.
Well, tell me what happened the night I picked you up and took you back to my flat.
Well, Mel Harris knew that the police were looking for me, and he got one of his girls to tip you off. Later that night, when Doreen realized what had happened, she decided to help me. She told Mel Harris that Rupert had given me a letter containing information about him.
About Mel Harris?
Yes.
Was it true about the letter?
No, but it did the trick. Harris was frightened I'd hand the letter over to the police. You know what happened then.
You got scared, rescued you, and talked you into leaving the country?
Yes. Except that it was Doreen who did the talking. I've never met Mel Harris.
Never?
No, never.
Well, wasn't it Harris who came to my flat and knocked me out that night?
No, it was a man called Clegg Reed. He's a friend of Doreen's. Though friend is hardly the right word. I don't think he's anybody's friend.
Go on, Kathy.
Well, Doreen said if I stayed in this country, I hadn't a chance. She said I'd already behaved suspiciously and the police were bound to arrest me sooner or later. She promised to get me a false passport.
Through Mel Harris?
Yes, well, from Clegg Reed, but it was done through Harris.
Now, I've asked you this before, but I'm going to ask it you again. Did you kill Delaney?
No, I didn't.
You didn't find out what he was up to?
What do you mean?
You didn't find out what he was doing and take the law into your own hands?
No, I didn't. It wasn't like that. It wasn't a bit like that. I was trying to help Rupert. I knew he was in trouble, and I was trying to persuade him to go to the police about it. That's why we had the row that night.
You said the row was about a dog collar.
Well, it was. It was about the collar and the note. The note you received the morning after he was murdered.
Tell me about it, Kathy. Now leave this to me. I'll do the talking. You just get your things.
I don't think she's in.
Call her name.
Doreen?
No, I think you're right.
Where did you get that from?
In you go.
Doreen? She's out, I'm afraid. My things are in here. That's funny.
What is it?
Well, my things are here, but Doreen seemed to have disappeared.
Does she usually keep her stuff there?
Well, no, she keeps most of her clothes in the other bedroom, but she always kept her dresses in here. Wait a minute.
Hello?
Is that Riverside 2269?
Yes.
I have a telegram for Doreen Osborne.
All right, I'll take it.
It says, we'll expect you 10 o'clock tomorrow, Douglas.
Douglas, did you say?
That's right.
Where was the telegram sent from?
It was handed in at St. Albans at 11:45.
I see, thank you.
Shall I confirm this?
Yes, would you?
Who was that?
Wrong number. Did you find anything?
Yes, Doreen's gone. She's left the flat. The wardrobe's completely empty.
Right, let's hurry up. We haven't got much time.
How long will it take us to get to this place?
Well, Bister's 2 hours from London, and then Steeple Aston's another 10 miles from there.
Steeple Aston?
Yes, that's the name of the village. The Priory, the hotel's called.
It's an unusual name for a hotel.
Well, it's not really a hotel. It's just a guest house, really. Don't worry, you'll like it all right, I think.
Sure I will. We're glad to get away from London anyway. Jack, I'm very grateful for what you're doing.
Yeah, well, don't be grateful. Just you take care of yourself. And remember what I've told you. Don't leave the hotel. Don't give your address to anybody. And if you must use the phone, you phone me.
I'll remember that.
The people who own it are friends of mine. I've told them that you're recovering from a car accident.
What are you doing here? I thought you were in hospital.
I came out this morning.
Where's Doreen?
I don't know, Clegg. I think she's left.
What do you mean? Left?
I mean, she's left the flat, gone away.
What do you think you're up to? What are you planning to do?
Jack Carey?
Hello, this is Kathy.
Hello, Kathy. How are you? Do you sleep well?
Yes, I did. My arm's much better this morning. I'm not even wearing the sling. Any news of Doreen yet?
No. I spoke to Bromford 20 minutes ago. They haven't located her yet.
Oh, I was hoping you'd have found her by now. What about Clegg?
They're holding him on a housebreaking charge. He's not talking. He's playing it very cool at the moment.
I hope Doreen's all right. I'm worried about her.
Look, Kathy, there's someone at the door. I'll call you back.
Yes, all right, Jack.
Take care of yourself. Hey, don't leave the hotel, will you? Hello, Mr. Lincoln.
Good morning. Can you spare me a moment?
Well, yes, of course, come in.
I hope I haven't got you out of bed.
No, that's all right. I've been up. I just haven't got dressed, that's all.
Carrie, I've been going through my aunt's things, and yesterday I had to make a decision about the dog, Midge. In the end, I decided to take her down to a friend of mine who lives in the country.
Where was the dog? At the hotel?
Yes.
Do go in.
Thank you. Curiously enough, they rather encourage pets, which is probably why my aunt picked the hotel in the first place. Incidentally, you know it was all nonsense about her working there. She was actually staying at the hotel.
Yes, I know. What was it you wanted to tell me about the dog?
Well, when I picked up Midge, the first thing I noticed about her was her collar. It was obviously brand new. And in view of the fuss my aunt made about the original one, the one your father gave her, I thought I'd take a jolly good look at this one. Here it is.
Is there anything unusual about it?
Yes.
Was there anything in this pocket?
Yes, there was. Something belonging to you, Carrie.
Me? Well, what is it?
It appears to be a receipt for a pearl necklace.
Well, this isn't mine, but I can understand how you thought it was.
But it was made out to you. It has your name on it.
No, it's my father's, but I do know about it. Thank you very much for bringing it to me.
You know about it?
Yes.
You mean you knew my aunt had it? You knew it was in the collar?
No, I didn't know that, but I knew the receipt existed. As a matter of fact, we were looking for it.
I see. No, I'm damned if I see. If the receipt belonged to your father, what was my aunt doing with it?
I wonder if you'd excuse me. I've got an appointment at 9:30 and I'm not even dressed
Yes,
yet.
yes, of course. I'm rather pushed myself. Thank you.
Jack, what on earth's this? Where did this come
Yeah,
from?
I'll tell you in a minute. I want to use the phone.
Was it private? Because if it
No,
isn't-
no. Certainly not private, as far as you're concerned. Do you know a girl called Doreen Osborne?
Doreen?
Osborne.
No, I don't.
You ever met her?
No, I haven't. Should I have done?
Telegrams?
Yeah, I'd like to send one, please.
Could I have the subscriber's number, please?
Putney 3302.
Thank you. Where are you sending it to, sir?
Mrs. Iris Bannister, Stillwater, Lawrence Avenue, Kingston Hill.
Go ahead.
I have found receipt. Suggest we meet Danish Cafe, 4 o'clock this afternoon.
Danish Cafe, 4 o'clock this afternoon.
And the name of the sender is Croft, Douglas Croft.
Good afternoon, Greta. 20 cigarettes, my dear. The usual kind. And bring me a cup of tea with a slice of lemon. I'm joining the gentleman over there.
Yes, Mr. Bannister. It will be a moment, I'm afraid.
My wife sends her apologies. She's got a rather busy afternoon. She was just unable to make it.
That's all right. As a matter of fact, it was you I was expecting, Mr. Bannister. But you're a little late, I'm afraid. You have trouble parking your wheelchair.
Your telegram, Mr. Carey, was it fact or fiction?
I'm not sure that I understand you, but I have the receipt, if that's what you mean.
That's what I mean. Could I see it? Thank you. When did you first hear about this receipt?
Your wife got in touch with a friend of mine.
Douglas Croft used to work for your father.
She telephoned him. She thought my father might have put the receipt somewhere.
And she asked Croft to look for it?
Yes.
And he found it?
No, someone else found it.
I see. But I still don't get the point of your telegram. Couldn't you have posted the receipt to my wife?
Yes, I could. But I would then have been spared the pleasure of your company, Mr. Bannister, and that wasn't what I had in mind.
What had you in mind? What is it you want?
I want to know how my father got involved in this affair. I want to know why Harris murdered him.
Your father was a fool, and an unlucky one at that. My advice to you, young man, is don't get mixed up in this business.
Supposing I don't take your advice.
I can't imagine you'd be that stupid.
Can't you? Well, just suppose I am stupid, Mr. Bannister.
Well, in that case, you saw what happened to Doreen Osborne.
I don't scare that easily. I've seen people beaten up before.
I'm sure you have, but it's not you I'm thinking of.
Who are you thinking of? Who are you thinking of? Kathy White?
I'm quite sure you wouldn't like anything unfortunate to happen to Miss White.
You're dead right, I wouldn't. And nothing is going to happen to her.
You sound very confident.
I am very confident.
Why? Because you think we won't be able to find her? Would you like me to tell you where Miss White is at this precise moment, Mr. Carey?
Yes, I would. Go ahead.
She's staying at a hotel called the Priory. It's a Steeple Aston, a small village about 10 miles from Bicester.
You wouldn't like to bet on that, would you, Mr. Bannister?